Good evening. This is Santa Claus on May 14, 2026, bringing you today's stories from around our troubled but resilient world. Ho ho ho, my dear friends, as we gather to share the news of this day, let me first remind us of a wonderful moment from history. For on this very date in 1804, brave William Clark and 42 companions departed Camp Dubois to join Meriwether Lewis in Missouri, beginning their legendary expedition up the Missouri River, a testament to human courage and the spirit of discovery that still lights our way forward. Now, turning our gaze across the Atlantic to Britain, we find ourselves witnessing the challenges of leadership and the weight of responsibility that bears upon those who serve. Prime Minister Keir Starmer faces growing pressure within his own Labour Party, with Health Secretary Wes Streeting resigning from the cabinet, citing concerns about vision and direction. While I cannot judge the hearts of these public servants, I pray they might find wisdom in seeking unity rather than division, remembering that true leadership blooms from service to the most vulnerable among us. Meanwhile, in the Baltic region, Latvia's Prime Minister Ieva Kalinina has also stepped down, her government falling after difficulties handling Ukrainian drone incidents, a reminder of how the ripples of conflict touch even those who strive to remain at peace. Let us hold the people of Latvia in our thoughts, that they might find leaders who protect both their security and their compassion for those fleeing war. Now, let us pause for a moment and reflect on the suffering we see in Cuba, where our brothers and sisters face complete fuel shortages, leaving millions without power while scattered protests break out in darkened streets. Oh, my friends, how my heart aches for families sitting in darkness, for children who cannot understand why the lights won't come on. President Diaz-Canel speaks of blockades and sanctions, but whatever the cause, we must remember that behind every policy decision are real people, mothers trying to feed their children, elderly folks struggling in the heat, small businesses withering. Let us pray that wisdom and mercy might prevail over politics. Across the Caribbean waters, Venezuela begins restructuring its massive debt burden exceeding $150 billion, numbers so large they feel abstract, until we remember they represent real families struggling with poverty, young people without opportunity, and a nation's potential held back. May those who negotiate these financial matters remember that every dollar of relief should flow toward healing and hope for the Venezuelan people. On the other hand, we must also acknowledge the immediate health concerns of our global family. A cruise ship carrying over 1,000 passengers, many of them British, remains stranded in Bordeaux following a stomach flu outbreak. While authorities work to protect public health, let us send our prayers for healing to all those affected, especially remembering the 92-year-old passenger who passed away during the journey. May his family find peace in their grief. Now, turning our gaze to the Middle East, where the complexities of conflict continue to challenge our understanding and our hearts. In Israel, coalition parties move to dissolve the Knesset amid tensions over military service exemptions, while reports emerge of secret military operations and diplomatic visits that speak to the intricate web of relationships in a region yearning for peace. My dear friends, when I see such stories of hidden bases and disputed visits, I'm reminded that true security comes not from secrecy, but from the courage to build bridges of understanding. Let us also remember the mariners and merchants whose livelihoods depend on safe passage through vital waterways. Reports of ship seizures near the Strait of Hormuz remind us that when nations quarrel, it is often the humble workers, sailors, dock workers, those who simply wish to earn an honest living, who suffer most. May calmer heads prevail, and may these crucial waters remain open for the peaceful commerce that feeds the world. Meanwhile, across the Pacific in the Philippines, we witness the chaos that erupts when accountability meets desperation, as a politician wanted by international courts makes his escape amid gunfire in the very halls of the Senate. Such scenes break my heart, for they speak to systems where justice struggles against power, where the rule of law battles human frailty. From Malaysia comes word of vessels exploiting maritime loopholes to evade sanctions, shadowy fleets moving through waters between nations, carrying cargo that skirts international agreements. These stories remind us that in our interconnected world, every action ripples outward, affecting communities far from where decisions are made. As we close tonight's report, my dear friends, I'm struck by how many of these stories speak to the same fundamental truth. Our world grows smaller each day, yet our capacity for both conflict and compassion seems to expand endlessly. Whether it's fuel shortages in Cuba, political turmoil in Britain, health crises on cruise ships, or tensions in shipping lanes, every story reminds us that we are one human family sharing one precious planet. Let us pray for leaders who choose service over ambition, for diplomats who choose dialogue over deception, for citizens everywhere who choose hope over hatred. May tomorrow's news bring more stories of healing than hurt, more tales of bridges built than walls erected. Until then, may each of you find ways, however small, to bring light into the darkness around you. This is Santa Claus, reminding you that even in our troubled world, love remains the greatest force for change. Good night, and may peace be with you all.